G'day guys, Rob here from Pimp My Song. We're just working on some drum sounds and I thought this is a good opportunity just to take a moment to talk about getting the right compressor for the job. As you can see, this is part of our rack equipment here. Up the top we've got the API 2500. In the middle here we've got the Manly Vari-Moo, and down the bottom the Crane Song STC8. Now each of these boxes has a different flavour and a different style of compression. The API is known for having like a very sweet and thick and euphoric kind of sounding mid-range, and it can be very punchy. It's got two modes down here, old and new. In the old, it's what they call feedback mode. You hear a bit more thump in the low end. Kick drums usually get a bit rounder and punchier. Or you can put it in new, which is feed forward mode. It's very much in the style of the SSL compressor. And in that mode, you hear a bit more focus in the mid-range and snares tend to crack a bit harder. The Vari-Moo here is a tube compressor, so it's very sweet and very smooth sounding. And it can be punchy, but it has a sort of softer thump to it as well. Not quite as slappy, shall I say, as like an SSL style or the API 2500. The Crane Song down here, it's a very clean compressor. You can pull quite a lot of compression before you really hear it or it becomes like very obvious sound. So it's great for getting a lot of gain reduction in a very clean way. Now I'm just going to give you a quick listen to the drum track we're working from. So we're going to insert a compressor onto a drum bus, so running all the drum tracks through a stereo bus, but this is the sound with no compression. Now all of our outboard equipment is routed here through the Manly Backbone mastering console. Now let's have a listen as we insert the Crane Song compressor into that drum loop. This is the API. This is the Manly Vari-Moo. So as you can see, we're getting three different kind of sounds there. The Crane Song tends to be very smooth, very punchy as well, but very clean, but it has a sort of flattening and widening effect, I feel, on the drums. The API, especially in the feed forward mode, is very SSL. It's very punchy, very slappy. You're getting and once again with that very euphoric API thick mid-range, which sounds great. The Vari-Moo, it has a decent slap to it as well, but it's smoother. It's letting more of the transient through, so you're getting thicker drum sounds with a very hefty punch as well. So have a listen with headphones maybe so you can hear these clips in greater detail. But I think for today I'm going to go with the API. I just don't reckon for this particular drum track you can't go past just that aggressive slap and euphoric mid-range. It's really just pushing it all up front and sounding huge. So let's just have one more listen to the API on these drums.